This summer, from the 9th to the 17th of August, I stayed in Bodmin, as it is halfway between the north and south coast. On the north coast I usually fish from Padstow. Let's have a quick look around in this area. There are some very interesting reefs and islands around, and well, shark fishing can be done from any port in Cornwall, as blue sharks are prolific in both the Bristol and English Channel. For blue sharks, just sail out about 10 miles and make sure you have a good rubby-dubby slick. I decided to fish from Fowey that week, as it was more sheltered when winds are blowing from the west. And the week that I was there, just after the heat wave had ended, temperatures had dropped to an average of about 20 degrees centigrade. Well, that's great, but at the same time winds increased to 4 with gusts to 5 in the afternoon, which caused shark fishing to be a real adventure regularly. I decided to highlight 2 fishing days in this video. The first day, the 14th of August, was a calm and sunny day, always nice to experience some good shark fishing. A typical session would be putting out the rubby-dubby, then put 2 lines out at different depths and perhaps wait 1-2 hours, sometimes longer, until the first shark appears. Waiting time you can use to prepare a second rubby-dubby bag, clean up and reorganize your boat in order to be ready for landing your first fish. This afternoon things went differently. I had put 1 rod out. I was working on the second rubby-dubby bag when the first shark took the bait. I guessed the drift had started only 10 minutes before at the most. Obviously there were sharks present right on the spot where I had turned off the end. Yeah, here we go. This was not a very desirable situation. Of course I liked the immediate action, but I still had to clean all the mess in the boat, which was awkward to do because I had a fishing rod in my hand with a shark on the end of the line. When the fish was quiet for a moment, I put the rod in the holder in order to quickly clean the boat before bringing the fish into the boat.
Kijk, mannetje. Hele shark, small one. Up. Your head should be the other way. So, that's better.
Well, I'm always to try some new things, so another thing that I had wanted to do during the waiting time for the first run was to conduct an experiment with shooting footage by a drone launched from the boat. This could only be done on a calm day, as I had to assemble a portable platform which I had already tested earlier. I had no time to do this, as it would take me 20 minutes to put the platform together. Time that I didn't have, as I was kept very busy with the sharks for the first hour and a half. After I had landed the fourth fish, the runs stopped and I put the system together. But there were no more runs that afternoon, so no shark action filmed from the air. I still decided to launch the drone and take some footage. Of course, it was only me, my boat and the ocean. My week's fishing had nearly come to an end, and for the second last day of my fishing trip, the 16th of August, the forecast was rain during the night, clearing around noon with winds from the west, force 3 to 4, increasing to 5 later. Not a pleasant day really to fish all day, especially not when getting soaked in an open boat 10 miles offshore. So I decided to fish close to the shore for mackerel in the afternoon in order to build up a good stock of bait for my last fishing day, Friday the 7th. Conditions were very quiet and peaceful around noon, but after my little underwater filming encounter with a young shark, the wind started picking up. My favorite shark fishing conditions are winds force 3 to 4 against the tide, and these were exactly the conditions around 1 o'clock. In these conditions you are guaranteed a perfect rubby-dubby trail, and with some extra chumming it should definitely bring sharks into the boat. This is exactly what happened, and around 1:30 I had landed 2 fish about 80 and 90 pounds. So far I had had a great time with fish that proved to be particularly energetic. Conditions then improved or worsened, depending on the way you look at it. Wind speeds rose to 4 to 5, a bit too much for my liking, but the shark action got even better. The fish were all taking a lot of line off the reels, and it was hard work. Meanwhile I hooked into my third fish, which was around 100 pounds, which is a fine size, but during the fight it felt a lot bigger. Again, it took a lot of line and I have my work cut out for me. That's what fishing is all about. The wind was happily blowing at force 4 and on intervals increased to 5. I decided I would fish for half an hour longer and start heading back to Fowey at 3. But the way things went, I only had a break of 20 minutes when another big shark took the bait, and 10 to 3. This eventually meant that I wasn't going to head back until quarter to 4.